Nanak is such a big star in the world of carnations in the history of India that we have no risk at all in our selection of our reading because he is such a big star. No risk. Guru Nanak, the disciple of deeds. How do you be a disciple of deeds? 1469 to 1539. That's the time period. Indian religions love their wandering heroes. There's the Buddha, number one, who wandered for 6 years. Mahavira, number two, who doubled that. What? He wandered for more time. And the many saints and yogis of Hinduism who meander homeless all across the Indian past. The 15th century founder of the Sikh religion, Guru Nanak, also took to the road for some 23 years. I read somewhere that at the end he just became a farmer at the end when he retired from wandering. He made it as far afield as Mecca and Medina. Actually, that's quite a feat. And to the mythic mountain Sumeru, meeting emperors and the carpenters, sages, and thugs along the way, or so say the Janan Sakis, a collection of hagiographical stories about his life. Yeah, I don't see how you could travel with all the thugs along the way. Isn't there a lot of thieves back then and stuff?
What did they have to steal them?
He didn't have anything to steal. The key is not to have. They may have stolen his companions, like he had an musical instrument. But there's a crucial difference between Nanak and the Buddha, or Mahavira, who renounced their families and communities to find spiritual truth. After Nanak achieved enlightenment, he returned to the fertile fields of his homeland, the Punjab, to make room for his religious life for members of his previous unenlightened domesticity. For him, devotion did not require asceticism, renunciation, or an attachment to holy men and their institutions, but what scholars of the Sikh religion have called a disciplined worldliness. Disciplined worldliness. So you stay in the world and practice devotion. The writer and diplomat Navtej Sarna recounts a well-known story that captures something of Nanak's philosophy and personality. He's supposed to have met a large number of very wise siddhas, the old spiritual sages who have gone away and have been meditating in the Himalayas. The Himalayas for years and years. And they ask him, "Child, what is the situation down in the world?" He said, quote, "What can there be if all the wise men have come here? What do you expect to be happening there?" So from this you can see that his belief was that this world is a real world and you have to seek salvation within it. There is no other world to seek salvation in. That is cowardliness, renunciation of this world. You have to seek salvation through your living. Is that like a coward to go hide in the mountains?
I mean, imagine if all the wise
All the wise
people
men.
go away, what could happen to the rest of the world?
All the wise men were there.
Would be very enforced and in trouble.
Nanak insisted that religious beliefs are not just to be felt in this world, but he could change it as a result of his life and afterlife through the religion he founded. Have often challenged India's other communities of faith, including at times the most modern one, the nation. Nanak was known during his lifetime as Baba Nanak. The title of Guru came later. He was just Baba Nanak. Was born in 1469 into a relatively well-to-do family. His father was possibly an accountant. Nanak's education may have included Persian. Nice. The signifier of a spiritual education at the time. I think he had Persian. May have. They don't know. May have included Persian, taught to him by a Muslim tutor. He later wrote hundreds of beautiful hymns and poems in his own language, Punjabi, drawing on Persian and Arabic words, verses that often combine poetry, spiritual striving, agricultural labor into hard-working metaphors. Poem quote: As a team of oxen we are driven, by the plowman our teacher, by the furrows made are thus writ our actions on the earth our paper. The sweat of labor is as beads, falling by the plowman as seeds sown. We reap according to our measure, some for ourselves to keep, others to some to others give. Oh Nanak, this is the way to truly live. Punjab lands that inspired much of his verse were not the isolated parochial village communities of popular imagination and theaters. Commercial riches and ideas were continuously passing through from India's northwest through the Gangetic plains. A steady flow of culture and conquest. During Nanak's lifetime, the Central Asian warlord Babur, a descendant of Timur, or Tamerlane, swept across the Punjab, captured Delhi from the Lodi dynasty in 1526, and declared himself the first of the Mughal rulers of India. A mix of religious sects and teachers also swirled through the Punjab, inspiring new experiments in belief and practice. Soon Sufi Islam flourished in cities such as Lahore, Multan. Though most people remained followers, various forms of Hinduism. Besides Shiva worship, there were sects of yogis known as naths. Some people think it's nathism, who drew on tantric traditions. Some people think it's tantric. Some people think it's Sufi, and some people think it's Hindu. Bhakti movements associated with sants such as Kabir were also popular. I'm reading the 50 Lives of in India. In some legends, Kabir was an influence on, or even a teacher of, Nanak. In some legends, that wasn't actually the case. but the two certainly shared a terse disdain for religious authorities of all stripes. As one of Nanak's verses puts it, the Qazi tells untruths and eats filth. The Brahmin kills and takes a holy bath. The blind yogi knows not the true way. All three make for mankind's ruin. Even the way Nanak dressed had a religious polemic edge, according to Navtej Sarna. He wore the long, loose shirt of a Muslim dervish. But in the ochre color of a Hindu sannyasi, a strange dear. His shirt is like a Muslim and the color is like a Hindu. Around his waist he tied a white cloth belt, like a fakir. Around his neck hung a bone necklace. Unlike many other Indian religious figures, he went barefoot. Who went barefoot? He wore sandals. So he's more pragmatic. He wore sandals, each of a different kind and color. He likes sandals. He topped the outfit off with a sufi qalandar cap. My goodness. Now he's dressed like Andrew Viddick or something, I don't know. Partially covered by a flat, short turban. He was a satirical farrago that seems to have been styled to bewilder, perhaps even provoke. My goodness. He's very stylish. His style, farrago, sartorial farrago. We'll end this pretty soon. Philosophically, however, Nanak was no bricoleur, blue bricoleur, the French word, bricoleur. In one of his most famous sayings, he proclaimed, "Na ko Hindu, Hindi hai, na ko Musliman." There is neither Hindu nor Muslim. That could be heard as a pulling down of barriers between the faiths, even a message of reconciliation, and it has become common to interpret Nanak's teachings as aimed at a synthesis of the two major religions of the subcontinent. That's not so. He was turning his back on both in order to create something new, as he expressed it in another well-known aphorism. Neither the Veda nor the Kabbat, the Quran, knows the mystery. We're ending here with this new guy, Nanak.
Not the new guy.
The old new guy.
A great man.
We're talking about somebody how great you can't make a mistake reading about him. So we have mistake-free readings here with the Incarnations in India.